This is Doofy McButterscotch bringing you movie reviews from Ben Affleck. I'm going to be reviewing some of the movies that I have seen, so if you want to see some of these films and you haven't already, you can go see them or not see them. The ones with X's are the ones I've seen. The ones that don't have an X are the ones I have yet to see. I'm going to be giving you the Midwestern opinion of what I thought of these movies. Now, I am in my 20s, so that is the age group that I am in. So, if you're in that group, or you're a little bit older, or you're a little bit younger, you can know what to expect from some of these films instead of going on some of those websites giving you fantastic 5-star reviews on some of these things, and you can get real disappointed when you actually see them. Or you can go on one of those web blogger sites where someone compares it to like a piece of trash and it turns out to be okay and not horrible. So I'm going to be giving you my reviews of these, starting with the one on the top, Armageddon. Now, this film was, it was alright. Basically had Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, and a few other characters. Basically, it was about a whole bunch of astronauts going on this little mission in space, and I think blowing up this one meteor that was going to blow up the whole Earth. It's a pretty good crisis story. If you haven't seen it, it's not terrific. You won't watch it and think, holy shit, this is awesome. It's an okay movie, so if you haven't seen it and you've got the time, you should go see it if you feel like it. Next on the list, Pearl Harbor. Now, this is quite different. I'm assuming you've heard of Pearl Harbor. It would be hard to be American and not hear about that one. It's loosely based on that. Most of it is like a romantic themed. It doesn't get to the actual Pearl Harbor until at the very end. I think it's got Matt Damon in it. And Ben and Matt are going around picking up the 1940s girls and whatnot in the Navy. It's basically all about them and their trails, and right at the end it's the whole disaster. So if you're watching this for historic value and you want to know a whole hell of a lot more about Pearl Harbor, probably not. If you're into romance, you can go and see this. It's okay. It's not horrible. Shakespeare in Love, however, is a different story. It starts to get bad here. It's also got Gwyneth Paltrow in it. Now, Ben Affleck plays a pretty small role in this. He's got a minor character. He's not the main guy, so if you're a huge Ben Affleck fan, you want to see a whole lot of him, you probably aren't going to like this that much. It's a real Renaissance-y thing. It's based on the play of Romeo and Juliet, but it's not like some of the other movies on that. It's kind of seeing it from a play standpoint instead of following Romeo and Juliet, the characters. It's kind of like following the actors who play those characters. So it's a little bit different from your stereotypical Romeo and Juliet crap. And it's better than a lot of movies about Romeo and Juliet, I'll give it that much. But as far as being a great movie, it's kind of lame. It's got Gwyneth Paltrow playing a dude and trying to trick all the guys into thinking she's a dude, and she actually plays Romeo, I think. But it's okay at best. It depends on your point of view. Next we got Good Will Hunting. Now this is actually a really good drama. It's got Robin Williams. It's also got Matt Damon. Matt Damon he stars in a lot of Ben Affleck films, if you don't already know that. And it's a real good drama. Ben Affleck also doesn't have that big of a role in this one. He's got a supporting character, not the main star. He's alright. It's a really, really good drama movie. If you're a big fan of the dramatic films, you should definitely go see this if you haven't already. It's awesome. Got a great story, great acting, and I don't want to spoil anything on that one because it's a real good movie, so if you haven't seen it, go see it. Sum of All Fears. That one's got Morgan Freeman in it. It's one of those military kind of movies. I'm not really the biggest military film guy, but it was okay. I preferred it to some of the other Jack Ryan films. I think it's actually my favorite out of those films. I'm just not that big of a fan of the genre, but it's got some good suspense, good value. Not the best movie, obviously, but if you wanted to see it, you could. If you didn't, not going to hold anything against it. Now you've got Daredevil. Now, a lot of people have said that this movie sucks, and it doesn't. It does not suck. It is actually a really good movie, and it's one of the first superhero films that I ever saw, and I thought it was excellent. A lot of people say that Ben Affleck's portrayal of Daredevil is not really that good, but I thought it was. I watched it. It's a movie about a blind superhero, and they've got some real cool characters. They've got Bullseye and the Kingpin, played by forgetting their names. Doesn't matter, but it's pretty cool. It's really good. If you're really into Marvel and stuff, you'll like this. If you absolutely can't stand Ben Affleck, then maybe not. But I thought it was a real good movie. Then you've got Changing Lanes. Now this is quite different. It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it, and well, Ben Affleck screws over old Sam Jackson, and it kind of gets real bad because they go back and forth. Sam Jackson is real pissed off at Ben Affleck for not picking him up in a car. Changing lanes. Yeah, that's where that comes in. And he goes on to go back and forth between Ben Affleck screwing over Sam Jackson's life and Samuel L. Jackson screwing over Ben Affleck's life. So it's a back and forth kind of thing. You might like it, you might just think it's average. It's an okay movie, not the best. Then you got Dogma. Oh, looks like we gotta end it. Part 2 coming up. Yep.